What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? We make an almond pudding every year and hide a whole almond in it. Whoever finds the almond wins and receives a gift. The trick is not letting anyone know it's been found until the pudding is finished. It's nothing super special, but it is to me. My mother passed when I was 12, but every Christmas morning before that we would wake up and make breakfast pizza together. Basically a croissant-lined pan with eggs/chopped bacon/shredded potatoes and cheese. I now have 2 daughters under 4 and we have made breakfast pizza every Christmas morning just like Mama's, smiley face. On Christmas Eve, we all open our first present, which is always a set of comfy pajamas that we wear all morning the next day while opening the rest of the gifts. I write funny things the kids say on filler ornaments with the date. It's a fun way to remember the stuff that gets lost to time and a way to keep teenagers interested in Christmas ornaments. Grew up with a single mom who was a shift worker, and a sister that I don't get along with. Mom's had Christmas off maybe twice in the 27 years she's worked there, so we never celebrated together, especially not on December 25th. Instead, we decided that we were going to celebrate Festivus, supposed to be the 23rd, but we just did it whenever we wanted because we never bothered to look that part up. Yes, the one from Seinfeld. It started as a joke, but then it just became a practical way to still do something special but not feel like we were missing out by not having Christmas. Became a fantastic tradition because it comes with various activities, I guess you might call them. Things like the airing of grievances. We all got 5 minutes to bitch each other out for what's pissed us off about each other all year and no one could say boo about it. The feats of strength. We did leg wrestling. I think we called dinner the feast. And rather than having a tree you're supposed to just put up a plain aluminium pole, we usually used an empty wrapping paper roll because it's all we had around. Basically it was the holiday where we were allowed to yell at each other. We do it anyway at all other holidays though, so, woman shrugging, and physically fight. Some of my fondest childhood memories. I should probably call my sister and air my grievances with her to keep up with the festivities. I'm starting one this year, not decorating my house at all. I still mailed the cards, baked the cookies, wrapped the gifts, and did the Christmas traditions I actually enjoy. Decorating always felt like such an exhausting chore, and taking it all down 2 weeks later is even worse. My husband is Muslim and no one is coming over BC COVID, so I finally felt like I didn't have to do it. Here's to many more years of doing only what I feel like for Christmas. I'm a new dad. New to Christmas as well. This year I'm going to start a simple trend of making sandwiches, snacks and hot chocolate and walking around and giving them to homeless people for no reason. I hope it sticks. I'm not anti-Christmas. I just hope my son grows up caring more about people than stuff and things. I think that'll bring him more joy than anything. The stuff and things will be a nice bonus too. I guess the tradition is going to be balance. My friends and I do conspiracy Santa, like Secret Santa, but instead of everyone having one person they are uniquely responsible for getting a gift for, we as a group secretly decide on a gift for each person. In my Polish household on the 24th each family member gets a wafer, similar to a church communion wafer but bigger. I grant someone best wishes for the New Year/Merry Christmas, then I take a piece of their wafer and eat it, then they grant good wishes and take a piece of my wafer. I usually mail my grandparents a wafer, they're in Poland and I'm in US, and they will mail one back. It's fun. The process is called sharing a plate. Sometime in the mid-90s we started going exclusively to my grandparents for Christmas. Our cousins would travel into town and we would have enough gifts that we started to build a tree, pyramid, out of them in the opposite corner of the room from the Christmas tree. Then when we started having kids of our own, as family members arrived Christmas Day, we would start building it up in the center of the room, and then have a photo op taken in front of the massive pile of gifts. Unlike most Christmas days that I would see on television, where the kids come in and tear the gifts apart first thing in the morning, we would go around the room opening one gift at a time, usually taking guesses at what it was. My brother was the best guesser. This took all day. We would have a ton of food we would eat throughout. And in the end we would go out and play with some of the gifts. Drones and other projectiles would end up in trees or broken first thing. Good times. I will be missing out this year, as I did last year. Hope nobody gets infected, as I would love to see everyone next year. On Christmas Eve the pajama elves would come and give us special new pajamas to wear to bed that night. When decorating the tree my siblings and I would all take turns picking out our favorite ornaments to hang and would set up scenes on the tree. So it would be like Scooby-Doo was swinging down to get a bone-shaped ornament a few branches over, for example. We would also get an ornament every year from our grandparents to save to put on our personal trees when we grew up and moved out, starting at our first Christmas onward. The first year I don't get one is going to break me because this is my grandma's favorite season. She goes all out and loves every second of it. Oh, can't forget the Christmas pickle. Every year someone hides the pickle ornament in the tree and the first person to find it is supposed to have good luck in the upcoming year. During our get-togethers the whole family participates and it gets found and re-hid quite a few times by various family members. If someone already found it and hid it they just look, but don't tell where it is and let others try their luck in the search for the Christmas pickle. I know I'm late as fuck, but my family has a weird tradition that I've never heard anyone do before. It's called presents from the Christmas tree. Basically one person gets everyone else a present that's meant to be from the Christmas tree. Someone else will get that person one so they have a present, and they are normally not actual presents but stupid stuff kinda like Secret Santa type presents. Things like stuffed toys that sing Christmas songs, silly party games, rude trinkets etc. They are only to be opened in the evening after everyone has finished eating and everyone is sat around the fire, and it's normally pretty fun. My parents aren't religious but my mom loves decorating for Christmas. She's got 4 Christmas trees level decorating, and my mom and dad exchange years on putting their chosen topper for the Christmas tree. A Viking hat or a sombrero. Friend and I had babies same year, 22 years ago. We visit their house every Christmas morning, for drinky poos and whatnot. Not his year. However, it's not the end of the world even though it might feel like it. We have a roof over our heads and food on the table. Merry Christmas everyone. My farmer, grandma, is Danish, so on Christmas we have a pudding called risalamande. Basically, it's a creamed rice with blanched almonds in it. Most of the almonds are chopped up, except for one whole one. We divide it up and eat all the pudding, and if you get the whole almond you have to hide it, keep it in your mouth, pretend to drop your spoon to hide it in your pocket, etc. At the end the person with the almond reveals their identity and they get the almond prize. It's always something to share, so even if you don't win you get the prize. Even so, the glory of the whole almond is amazing. We had to have an early Christmas this year and my brother won, for the 3rd time. The prize was a jumbo box of favorites. Merry Christmas y'all. One night, when I was about 8 to 9 years old, we went to my aunt and uncle's house, as is our family tradition, to open presents on Christmas Eve. They thought that we were bringing Christmas dinner. We thought that they were preparing it at their place. When we got there was no food for Christmas dinner. Naturally, we called around to a few restaurants. But being that it was Christmas Eve, and after 6 p.m., pretty much everything was closed. My aunt and uncle checked their freezer, and the only thing they had in the entire house was a box of corn dogs. So we heated them up and had Christmas corn dogs. Me, my younger brother, and my cousin, all loved it. So our families decided, why the hell would we make an expensive Christmas dinner, if everybody just likes to eat corn dogs? I am in my mid-30s years old now, and our families have eaten corn dogs for Christmas dinner every Christmas Eve since then. My family has a running joke that it isn't Christmas without a parent drunkenly yelling at you while you decorate. There aren't enough ornaments on the back and there are too many greens in this area, ring in all my brothers' heads to this day. So my dad grew up in a small mountain town, which is on the outskirts of where they live now. Every year on Christmas Eve, Santa comes to the town clock. Santa gets a police escort, and arrives on an antique fire truck. You can sit on Santa's lap, and then you get a bag of old-fashioned candy in a brown paper sack. Usually it has an apple, an orange, and all sorts of ribbon candy. My brother and I are in our 30s, and still ask to go see Santa. We go have a beer with our parents and significant others at a nearby bar, and then go wait in line. It's the same Santa every year, and you see the same local families as well. We don't get to go this year, and they are changing it up for COVID. Kind of sad, since this is the first year with a baby of my own. But we'll go next year and start the tradition with my son.